Department of Public Works will be $2.1 million worth of cuts. The elimination of the litter patrols, bulk pickup, and rangers. There will be reductions to street sweeping, building services, support staff, water crew, water meter readings. Note is that the 2-day per week garbage pickup will continue. It is comparison by department. The 6-month financial plan is to monitor revenue and expense projections, making additional cuts as needed, seek additional revenues with the city council, permitting fees, professional licensing fees. In other words, the mayor wants us to increase fees, consolidation of municipal and public school services. That was something that we talked about many years ago, and we moved forward aggressively with economic development projects. The projected deficit for next year, and here's where he referred to falling off the cliff. $100.2 million projected deficit for fiscal year 2010. Result of 57.6 municipal deficit and a 44.6 Board of Education deficit. These numbers did not factor in the reductions in the governor's budget. They also factor in estimates for additional pension expenses, which we don't know exactly what the impact of the market will be at this point. After having given that overview, I'll just ask if any of my council colleagues wish to make any statements before we get into discussion about some of the numbers that we've been talking about. Majority of the
Just quickly, I just want to thank all of you guys for coming out tonight. We understand that you're here to help us try to save your jobs. We know you're not here protesting us. And honestly, I was expecting you guys to be downstairs protesting either the second floor or outside City Hall on Friday afternoon. I don't know if you're all aware, but not too long ago, the mayor just gave out raises equaling about $2 million. And then just recently, he announced layoffs and cuts and raising taxes and raising fees. And if I were all of you, I would be outraged. We are out of session right now. We came back to the table because we feel it's our duty and our obligation to come, roll up our sleeves, try to make cuts where we can. The minority leader was also going to announce that we, the city council, are going to make cuts even to our own salaries to give back to you guys to help save some of your jobs. So we're committed to saving your jobs. Budget with a fine-tooth comb, and although we cannot shove our recommendations down the throat of the mayor or the administration, we are going to scream loud, and we want to scream with you guys to let him know this is where we can make the cuts. Let's do it. Let's stop playing the game. Cut out all non-essential services and make sure you guys stay out there on the streets. Yeah.
Well, since the majority leader has thrown that out there, what the city council has been looking for is to try to figure out ways for everybody, as I said before, to feel a little bit of the pain and to save the people who are on the chopping block. One of the ways that we've done that is we're looking to lead by example. And I've asked the mayor to do the same. I think he needs to do the same thing within his own department, within the second floor, to look around and for everyone to feel the burden here. The city council is proposing for itself a 5% pay cut. It's a small amount of the big ticket of things, but it's sending a message that this is something that we think we need to do. We want to see that continue across the board. But what we've also looked at, and again, I was asked on News 12 yesterday about different proposals, and this group has been sitting together trying to figure out ways to make this work. Can we give back? I know in some departments, if you've got somebody that's sick and they don't have enough sick pay to cover their time. I know people who donate time to cover that time. These are the types of things we're thinking about. When people donate a day back, well, that's basically what we're trying to say. Donate a few days back via cuts in salary across the board.
Why?
If it's vacation pay, if it's sick pay, if there's any way that we can work together with the administration, that's what we were hoping to hear. Because the city council, let's face it, we're part-time legislators. The administration are the people who are here supposed to be keeping these things in order day in and day out. And we really were hoping that they'd be a part of this. They haven't been a part of this conversation. They won't engage in conversation with us at all. So we're trying to figure out, can we make this work? Can cuts a couple of days a week work out? And 5% pay cut across the board, or whatever the numbers wind up being. Now, we worked out, again, trying to think of ways to to scale back on some of the salaries, to keep people, to keep everyone in their jobs. One of the things that we looked at, and again, guys, these are ideas and suggestions, so you're welcome to them, and if you don't like them, let us know about that too. But we're looking at a potential pay reduction across the board. But starting off at salaries over $60,000 a year. Okay, so we go on a salary range of $60,000 to $69,000, we have a 1% pay cut across the board. 70 to 79, 2%. 80 to 89, 3%. 90 to 99, 4%. 100 to 109, 5%. 110 to 119, 6%. 120 to 129, 7%. 130 to 139, 8%. 140 to 149, 9%. If you're making over 150 a year, it'd be a 10% cut. Just clarify, please.
This is proposed on the base salary. It's not proposed on the overtime. But again, it's something that's very important that we all share the pain across the departments. We felt that folks that weren't making $60,000 a year probably don't have it to give back. And we tried to graduate this in so that those who are paid less get hit least. But it's just based on the base salary. It's not based on the overtime.
City Council, as you know, for the most part makes under $42,000 a year. Even though that's the case under this scenario, we wouldn't be getting a pay cut. We're proposing a 5% pay cut ourselves, which would equate to salaries at $100,000 to $109,000 a year. Okay, I'm going to turn for a moment to our financial consultant, Mr. DeSantis. He's going to get into some of these discussions and additional discussions we're looking at.
The other thing is, while you're framing it, is give the totals here, because how that ends up with
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, just to put in perspective the city budget, and I know a lot of the city employees are listening, as well as citizens.
Listening, talking to the mic.
I'm sorry, I just have to interrupt you for 1 second, because one other thing that we forgot, in addition to the salary reductions that we're looking to take, we also took a look at the legislative branch and found $400,000 worth of savings that we can take out of our budget and put back into the budget to help save these jobs.
Which constitutes 15% of our budget. And one of the big things that we're going to do is, although the first deputy clerk retired, by law we're allowed to have, as a Republican, and you're supposed to be a Democrat, because it's a check and balance, but the Democrats will keep that blank, and there's another position that the whole council will keep blank in the Department of the Legislature. So that's 15% of our budget.
And we're reducing what we could give back. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if any of you have the adopted budget book with you, if you mark on page B23, I'll just go over some of the categories that constitute the $892,778,000 city budget. Personal services are $201 million, personal services. Operating capital for acquisition of certain equipment for certain operating departments, mostly public works and parks department. I think some might have been in the fire department. And this adopted budget was $505,000. Supplies, $9 million. Now, supplies also include some obligations that the city has for certain things. Contractual expenses, $35 million, which includes light and power, light and water,